Hey, how you guys doing today? My name is Danaris, and I am the host of the Marsh Show. Okay, and I think we got a good one here for you guys here today. All right, and the title of the video is "Deep Fried Ribs," and I got this video from Smoking and Grilling with AB. I hope everybody's having a good day today. I hope everybody had a good day yesterday, and hope everybody continues to have a good day for the remainder of such. Now we're gonna go ahead and jump right on into the video. Let's go.
Come on in here and take a look.
Yeah, let's
When I
go.
say
Let's
I don't have a
go.
whole lot of ingredients, I really don't. You can see this is just this.
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Let's go.
Then I'm gonna use my seasonings. I'm gonna give you guys some options. But if you come on in here and take a look, these are baby backs, right? This is the more meatier rib on the pork side, to give you that, right? And if you notice, I cut them here. Look, I went ahead and cut them.
Okay.
Why? So they'll fit inside my pan.
Okay.
Reason I did that, it's really for video purposes only, right? And another thing, look, these are going to be a little bit thinner on the meat side, so these will be ready quicker than especially these right here with all of that good meat. Okay, so look, now we're going to go ahead and just season up, right? I don't cut my ribs before that. I start with my seasoning. Okay. If you guys take a look right here, look, this is my level of seasoning. Look, we got your A and then we got your B. The A right here, this is for your pork, fishes, chicken, and stuff like that. So I call this our lighter meats, right?
Go support. I'm definitely gonna order my seasonings today from AB for sure, for sure. But go support, man. Go support, man. And let me know if you get yours before mine. Let me know how they are. I'm pretty sure they are delectable. Now let's get back into the video.
Right, and then you gotta have the B series for your dark meats. That'll be like your briskets, your beef, and all of that kind of stuff, right? And then if you notice this right here, look, you put them both together, you got AB in your house just like that, right? Or I got something else for you.
AB, I see you. I see you on that. I see what you did there.
Look, this just came out. This is my all-purpose rub right here, right? Okay. This right here, I put just about on everything. Listen, you guys will see, these are not no one and dones. We're gonna get down. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it right here. I want you guys to look. This is what we're gonna use for a binder. Now, but the first thing we're finna do is we're getting ready to remove this membrane that's on the back, right? So let me just go ahead, bring this closer to myself. You guys can use anything, any instrument you would like to get underneath it. For me, I'm gonna go ahead and just start with the, butter knife, right? So I'll just take it.
Well, that's definitely something I have to start doing. Like I said, every time I see something about my prep, that's really what I'm harping on right now is my prep work, I've never taken that membrane off, but we're going to learn today. And,
we want to work with it just in between. Look, I'm in between the ribs. You know what I mean? Everybody got their method on how they want to do it or whatever. But this is just my way where I start like this right here, and I just bring it around. Try to stay underneath.
I think I used to cook it off. I used to boil my ribs a while ago. I don't anymore. You know what I mean? But I think I used to just basically just boil that membrane off. All right, let's go.
The membrane, right? And then you can like just flare it out this way. Now, I'll set that there. You want to get yourself a napkin. You know what I mean? Because you're going to want to get yourself a grip. So that's why I have that there on the side, right? So now I'll just take this and I just work with it. Run my finger underneath the membrane. You know what I mean? Anytime you filming, it's going to always give you a little bit of resistance. Now, I didn't have some success before.
Maybe you still making it look easy because I know that is a very tedious job for sure. But you're making it look easy. So far, so good.
You know what I mean? But look like now the gremlins come out and just want to make me look crazy. So look, now I got this here, just the membrane, right? So just go ahead, take your napkin. Let me pull it this way because it'll be easier, more control for myself to pull from left to right. So now we just pull it up like this and you'll see it start to come up. Now,
oh wow,
a little bit of a tip is sometimes I pull it all the way and then it'll tear, you know what I mean? But there's nothing wrong with you going back down to get you another bite on it. You know what I mean? And just pull it like that.
AB's life hack number 31. Let's go. We still rolling.
You know what I mean? I could get another bite, which I think I am.
Okay.
Because I don't want to go back and grab no more. Like this. And guess what, folks? It made it look like I know what I'm doing.
You do know what you're doing, AB, because you definitely made that look very, very easy. Very easy.
You know what I mean? This is like the small version. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, you know what? When I was talking to you guys about using mustard, look, a binder is anything that you want to put on there. You know what I mean? I can make a slather. There's all kind of things you can make, right? But you just put that on the ribs and look.
And also, I see why you didn't cut it yet. You know what I mean? Because that definitely would have made your life a lot harder if you would have cut it and then try to take that membrane off, obviously.
So that your seasoning or your rub, whatever you want to call it, will adhere to your meat, right? This right here is extra virgin olive oil, but actually that's infused olive oil. You know what I mean? I keep the garlic inside of that. But today, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my, my mustard. And no, mustard doesn't, you can't taste it. For all you people to say you don't do mustard or nothing like that, trust me when I tell you, you do not, taste it. It is, again, just a binder. And again, I'm gonna be using my, my Level Up series. Look, this is my A-rub, right? So you wanna go ahead and grab that. Notice I keep a hand clean because you don't wanna put these back in your cabinet, looking crazy. With all that on there, look, causes all kind of ants, all that kind of stuff, right? So look, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and season the backside. We got our binder.
You gotta keep a clean hand. You gotta keep a clean hand.
Binder on, right? So now we just go ahead and just take it like this. You know what I mean? Ooh, look at that, y'all. That right there is what we call coverage. Now we done took that membrane off, right? So we know it's touching that bone and that meat. That's where we're gonna get our flavor from. Ooh-wee. Now, don't forget, we want to get a little bit of this too. This is the part that a lot of people forget. You know what I mean? When you season the ribs, we want to get it everywhere, folks. And this right here is what we call coverage, right? So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'll just leave them like this because we're gonna let them sit up a little bit, and we're gonna let the flesh, absorb that seasoning. But as you can see, look at that coverage.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and get right on back into it for sure. And it looked like I'm really got to get some of this Level Up seasoning.
Aside so that they can, soak up the, the good rub, right? So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, we got one in here like this. I'm gonna go ahead and just add a cup, just a little bit more. You know what I mean? I would like to have that.
Look, about a cup and a half of flour. Let's go, AB. Let's go. Let's go.
That in flour. Right now, I don't know if you guys ever make fried chicken and all of that, but whenever I have that, you got to listen, you season your meat and you season your flour. This is why you have great tasting, meat. So we're going to do the same thing with the ribs. We know the ribs going to be fire. You saw the coverage. You can see the way it was soaking in, right? So now I'm going to go ahead. Let me go ahead and get the A-rub because we want to just make sure that everything is consistent. And you know what I mean? So I'm going to add some of this to this. And one
seasoned flour, baby. Seasoned flour. Let's go.
Thing I'm gonna do is, I don't care what I'm doing, who rub it is or whatever, always add a little bit of that black pepper. After I season my flour, I want you guys to come in here and take a look at this. You know what I mean? We started out with white flour, right? When you can see your seasoning in there, you can see the tint on this, that can tell you that that's really nice, right? I could feel like I can add a little bit more, black pepper to it, which I will. But I'm gonna say this too. Once you got it the way it looked good to you, I'm gonna tell you this, and everybody think it's strange, you got to taste the flour. If it tastes good to your tongue, you got something fire right there. Okay, so look, you see this right here? We back in the game, right? I want you guys to take a look at that. You can see the color kind of like changes as it soaks in the meat, right? That's the sodium inside of the rub that like kind of like pulls it out, brings out a little bit of that moisture, makes everything nice, even more tackier, and then absorbs back in the flesh. Now, with all of that being said, I'm gonna turn these upside down like this, right? You guys wanna get yourself a sharp knife. Because look, the reason I turn them up down, it's easier to see the rib, right? You can feel a rib. Let me just cut these in half right here like this. You know what I mean? So we'll just go ahead.
Cut it in half to make it a lot more manageable. Let's go. Let's go.
And just do that. You see that right there? We get that cut. What I'm doing is here's a rib bone and there's a rib bone, and obviously in between you got flesh. So I'm gonna cut these down. You guys cut them down however you would like to. You know what I mean? I don't know why I said that, because there's only one way. You got to cut them down the middle, right? Make sure you get yourself a sharp knife. And then I'm using this tin right here.
A sharp knife is the best knife. Let's go. Let's go. A dull knife is the quickest way to get yourself cut.
So when I get down to the pan, I kind of like just like ease up on it just to keep my blade sharp. But I sharpen my blade every time I use it, folks. So let me go ahead and finish these. Then I'm gonna show you this next part.
And that's why it's going through there like butter.
To be sending some.
Look at that. He is, he is rocking and rolling, and I am all about it. Let's go. Let's go.
Signals to your mouth just to say water, because you want to talk about anticipation. These are some good looking ribs, and we know that they season well. Look, we can do all of that. We can season them on the sides like this, because when I cut them, obviously there's not no seasoning in there, right? But don't forget, we did our flour that way. Now, what I wanted to say is, look, you can spray something on them if that's what you want to do, or if you would like to risk taking off some of the rub, you can go ahead and just add some more mustard to it. But I don't do that because I like mine to be a little bit.
You don't want to take all that good seasoning off there. You know what I mean? Just leave it the way it is and just go ahead and do it the way AB's telling you. Because anything you do to this right now at this point is going to take off some of that seasoning. Now let's go. Let's go.
All the flour on there. I just want to go ahead and just get them deep fried and all of that. But they already nice and tacky, right? So let me just go ahead. I'll just bring these over here like this. Bring this here because we're gonna stage there. So look at this piece right here. These are the big meaty pieces. You tell me you don't want one of them, right?
I do.
So I'll just take that. Let me do it this way.
Break it
I'm
down,
gonna go ahead and take
break it down.
this hand and just put them in here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just move these back and forth with this seasoned flour. And you notice I didn't have to spray nothing on them or nothing like that. Just want you guys to take a look at that. Ah, yeah. And then when I stage them, check this out. When I stage them in my basket, or if you stage them on a baking pan or something like that, maybe you got a cooling rack. That's what you do. You let that soak in too. So look, I'm gonna give it a couple of little of these, a little shakes, get a little bit of this excess off like that. And I want you to look at,
Now, you missed the spot.
Can't do it like the chicken. You know what? You know how when I do chicken, I grab it and I put it right here because we want to make sure it adhere to it. Now we'll go ahead and do it. I got to handle them a little bit more on the gentle side, right? But you see this right here? You tell me, folks. If that don't look good, I don't know what does. Now, I'm going to just bring this over here and just lay that right there, right? And we'll let it soak. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let you, repeat this process until all of them are done, and then I'm going to fill up this basket, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dunk it. Now, my temperature I'm using 375 degrees. That get them just right.
Let's go.
Now, they're supposed to be room temperature, which I should have said in the very beginning, right? So if they're a little bit on the cold side, it's going to bring your oil down, right? So 375 gets you right. You know what I mean? When you put them in here, they're going to come, it's going to drop down a little bit, but it's not going to probably go past 250. It depends on, 350. And it really depends on how cold these was. But remember, anytime you put any meat and you cooking it, you always want to at least let it be in there. I say 30 to 45 minutes. You got to be at room temperature. That's the key. Okay. Now let me go ahead and keep going.
You want to make sure that grease is nice and hot.
Check them, right? Okay. I use myself, get myself one of these meat thermometers. That's what I just used. Just drop them down. You know what I mean? So you guys can get the whole effect. Now I want you to go ahead and take a look at this right here. If that don't say something to you, I don't know what will. Look at that right there.
AB, that's saying a whole lot.
Now you want to go ahead and just get yourself, a cooling rack and just go ahead and just put them down like that. Now, look at these right here. Oh, man. When I hit them with the probe end of the meat thermometer, you want to talk about nice and tender. As long as you see 165, you know what I mean? Actually, these are probably around 175 now. Okay. But I can just show you one thing right now. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but I'm going to do it this way. Look, let's see if we can see tenderness. I'll just take this right here and just look at that right there. And that right there went to 180, 183. These right here are perfect. But I just want you guys.
And as soon as you turn your head, AB, that rib would have been gone. You'd be like, hold on, man. I could have swore it was one more rib right there. Yeah, it would have been gone. I'd have been over in the corner smacking.
I should just see the tenderness. If you ain't never had deep fried ribs and they done right, and I know this season right here is fire. Why? Because it's mine. Now, I'll give you guys some options, when you guys look down in the description box below. And don't forget, everything that I use, including the ingredient list, is always in the description box below. Some of them seem to be a little bit more fattier than the others, but check this out. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these meaty ones like this right here. Oh, my goodness. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and just pull it. Look at this right here. This is when you know everything's been cooked right. Look at that. Still nice and juicy. Hey, full of nothing but flavor. It almost reminds me, especially when you smell it, you know what I mean? If you like pork chop, you finna be all over these. Cheers, y'all. Hey, I don't know if y'all can tell, but this one is gone. Look at that.
I can definitely tell. And they crunchy. Let's go, AB. Let's go.
Shut up. And now let me just say this. You guys probably going to ask, what would you serve this with? Hey, anything you serve a pork chop with, this goes with that.
Okay.
And then if you want to go to barbecue style, you can do them like this. And then you can go ahead and just, coat them with some barbecue sauce. You know what I mean? If you want to, you can bake the barbecue sauce on there, put it in your broiler and put it in there for about 5 minutes. But for me, if I'm going to put barbecue sauce on there, I'm going to, put it on there. And then I'm just going to eat it just the way, nice and soft and sweet, just like that. Hey, with that being said, listen, this right here is fire. If you guys have never, ever had it, listen, if you're looking for a quick alternative, especially because it's hot outside, you're looking for something to do, something to put on the table real fast, I'm gonna say 25 minutes. Look, between marinate, getting it seasoned, set that to the side, cut it, bring your oil up to temp, put it in there. It doesn't take long. Get yourself a meat thermometer, right? Because we're looking for that 165, right?
Okay.
I always say 165, but this is pork. You know what I mean? You can drop down to about 145. It's gonna continue to cook anyway and rise just a little bit. But that's the key to getting them super, super tender. Hey, with that being said, let me just take this time to say, hey, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there, listen, it's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And with that being said, what you guys don't see is, because there's people behind this camera, listen, and they ready to eat. With that being said, folks, I'm out. Peace.
AB, AB, AB. You did it again. You did it again, for sure, for sure. And I can't wait. And I think if you put any barbecue sauce on them, that would be disrespectful. You know what I mean? For sure, for sure. It looked like the flavor is already there. It's already there. But it's dealer's choice. If you want to go ahead and sauce them after you do all that good work, it's only going to add to the flavor. All right. Well, that's another awesome dish. Okay. And hopefully I sparked a little interest, or maybe even sparked a little something. Hey, maybe I should make that tonight. All right. All right. I hope everybody enjoyed and everybody be safe out there, and we'll do it all again next time. Later.